Hello, welcome back. We're gonna do a full body workout today. It'll be short and sweet as per usual. The emphasis is definitely on legs and glutes, but we'll work everything in the process. So we're gonna start on our backs. You can meet me there. Feet are on the ground, knees are deeply bent, and we're gonna start with our pelvic tilts. So taking a big inhale through your nose, exhaling, imprinting your lower back towards the mat. Inhaling to release your tailbone towards the ground. Moving through these tilts a few times, thinking about that imprint coming from your core. So you're scooping your pelvis under, your core is engaged. Inhale to release. Paying attention, are your feet gripping the mat? Are your shoulders gripping the mat? Staying light through your feet, relaxing through your shoulders. Finding that scoop through your pelvis as you lengthen your spine. Taking one more here. And then release. Find your neutral spine. So there's a little curve through your lower back. You're going to hover your right leg above the mat and then extend it forward. So you're straightening your knee. Inhaling, bringing back your knee to bent. Exhaling to push something away. Inhaling, coming back to bend. You want your foot just an inch above the ground. So you're really in a hover. You can feel the ground right under you. Maybe find the ground with your heel so you can feel how close you are to the mat. And then you're lifting only slightly, keeping your heel super close to the mat. Good. As you extend your leg, your hips are staying level. Your ribs are staying knit together. Last one here. And then we're going to switch sides. So place the right foot on the ground, hover the left, extending the leg forward, knee straightens. Inhale, bring it back in. Exhale, knee straightens. Like you're pushing something really heavy away from you. Shoulders stay relaxed here. Hips stay level. So you're not shifting side to side. Only thing moving is your left leg now. Last one here. And when you have your left leg extended, you're going to keep it there, place it on the ground, and extend your right leg. So you're taking your legs about mat width apart, and then you're going to extend your hands overhead. So you're making an X with your body. Take an inhale here, making sure you're not in extension. So maybe finding a little scoop of the pelvis. And taking an inhale, you're going to exhale, hover the right arm and left leg. Inhale to lower. Exhale, hover the left arm and right leg. Inhale to lower. So we're alternating here, lifting opposite arm and leg, just an inch above the mat. That inch is the hardest part. If you're lifting it higher, it actually gets easier. So think smaller, more challenge for your core stability. You're trying to keep everything else still here. Just a little lift of the arm and leg. One more each side. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Let it release. You're going to bring your right knee in towards your chest. Just take a little stretch here. Bring your right knee towards your armpit. Find a little inner thigh stretch. Then bringing it back to center. Can you roll your ankle out here? Really making an intentional circle. Pointing your toes and then flexing at the top. And switch directions of your circle. Last two. One. And then you're going to take your hands behind your thigh. So the bottom of your leg is free here. You don't need to pull your leg in so much. Your hands are just there for support. You're going to flex your foot, straighten it towards the ceiling, point your foot, find a bent knee. Flexing to straighten, pointing to bend. Good. So as we flex our foot and straighten it to the ceiling, we're working the backs of our legs, pointing and bending, working in the front. Last two. Last one. And then we're going to meet with our leg straight. We're going to take our hands, place them beside us, and we're just going to lift and lower that leg. Lowering it down as far as you can without coming into extension through your back. So we're only lowering it as far as our core can support. Last three. 2, 1. We'll meet with our leg lifted towards the ceiling. Can we find a circle with the right leg? So you're bringing the leg over, crossing it to the left, down, opening it up to the right, and then bringing it back towards the ceiling. Finding 5 circles, trying to keep your hips as still as possible. So just that right leg is moving. A lot of core work here to keep everything stable. Last one. And then we're switching directions. So coming to the top and then opening, down, crossing over. If this feels too challenging, you can also bend your knee or make those circles smaller. Last 2. 1. And then you're going to release your leg down to the ground. Whew. Feel the difference between the 2 legs. Maybe your right leg feels a little bit longer than your left. Maybe it just feels more tired. And then you're going to hug your left knee in towards your chest, maybe bringing it towards the armpit for a stretch through your inner thigh, and then bringing it back more in line with your chest, finding an ankle circle. Again, articulating every part of that circle. Also, option here to have your right knee bent if that feels better. Get a little bit more of a stretch with it straight, and then switch directions of your circle. Really being intentional about that circle. Sometimes it starts to feel a little icky through your ankle. We're not used to moving our ankle in all these directions. And then you'll find center. You're going to take your hands behind your thigh. Again, they're just there for support. If you want, you can have them by your sides. You're flexing your foot, straightening your knee, pointing your toes, bending your knee. Flex to straight, point to bend. Just going as straight as you can. Finding that nice stretch through the back of your leg as you straighten. Last 2. 1. Good. And then we'll meet with our legs straight towards the ceiling. Right leg is engaged. So staying strong through the right leg. Bring your arms by your side. Can you lower and lift the left leg? Only lowering as much as you can with the support of your core. So your back isn't coming into extension here. Staying in neutral, or if you need a bit more support, finding that imprint. Shoulders are relaxed. Last 2. Last 1. Leg comes towards the ceiling and we're finding a circle, crossing over, down, opening to the left and back to the ceiling. Nice big circle. I always find with this leg, I feel a little more cracking through my bones. It's okay as long as it's not painful. We're moving in directions that we don't necessarily do every day. Keeping those hips stable, level. one more here. Then we're going to switch directions of the circle, opening up to the side, down, and cross. Again, you can always bend your knee here or reduce your range of motion, only going as big as you can, keeping your hips steady. Sometimes I like to put my hands on my hips to give myself some feedback. Are they moving? Only thing moving should be that left leg. Last two. Ooh. One. And then you'll release the leg down. Shake it out. We hug both knees into your chest and give a rock side to side. All right, when you're ready, you're going to place your feet on the ground in line with each other. Feet are under knees, taking your hands to the mat. Can you find that pelvic scoop and then lifting your hips up towards the ceiling? Take an inhale at the top. Exhale, rolling down, one bone at a time. Inhale, releasing through your tailbone. Exhaling, find that scoop, rolling up. At the top, ribs are down. Taking that inhale, exhale, rolling back down. Initiating with your scoop, rolling up. Moving through this at your own pace a couple of times. And then we'll meet with our hips lifted towards the ceiling. We're going to take our arms up towards the ceiling as well. So hips are lifted, hips are open, fronts of hips are open, and knees are pulling away from us. We're going to find scissor arms. So we're bringing one arm toward our ear, one arm toward our hips, and then alternate. Just mobilizing through our shoulders, keeping our hips lifted here. As we bring our arms down towards the ground, they're not actually resting on the ground, they're just hovering. Last two. One. And then both of our hands will come towards the ceiling. We're going to lower our hips down towards the ground as both our arms come back by our ears. And then we lift our hips, both arms come towards the ceiling. So we're hinging from the hips. We're not articulating through the spine anymore as we lower and lift our hips. We're keeping our spine in neutral and just lifting and lowering. At the bottom, our hips find a hover and our hands find a hover above the mat, and then lifting everything up. Last three. Two. One. Everything's lifted. Option here, place your hands on the ground for a little more support. Or if you're feeling really spicy, you can keep your hands up towards the ceiling. And we're going to go for some marches. So you're going to lift your right leg to tabletop, lower it down, left leg to tabletop, lower it down. Alternating here, one leg lifts at a time. Hips are staying level. They're staying up, making sure we're not dropping. Good. Next time your right leg is lifted, you're going to keep it lifted. You may want to put your hands on the ground here. I'm going to, up to you. You're going to straighten your leg, and then you're going to lower it down towards the ground only as far as you can, keeping your hips level, and lift back up. Staying strong through that left leg. Last two. One. And lower the hips down. Whew. Take your knee side to side. Windshield wiper. And then when you're ready, feet find the ground. Lifting your hips up, ribs down, glutes are on. Let's go for those marches again. Lifting one leg to tabletop and then the other, just a few here. Before we move to our left leg, shoulder bridge. Next time your left leg is in tabletop, you're going to keep it there. Can you straighten it? Lower your leg towards the ground and then lift it back up. Good. So you're only going as far as you can. Again, keeping those hips lifted so your hips not dropping. Right glute is working hard. Shoulders are open. Last two. 1. And then place your leg on the ground. Lower it down. Let's take a figure 4 stretch each side. So you're going to bring your right leg over your left thigh. Bring it in towards your chest. Maybe shift side to side. Stretch out the glutes. And then we'll release. Take the left leg over the right thigh for figure 4. Taking a couple deep breaths here. And then you'll release, roll onto your side, push yourself up, and we're going to find quad position. So you're going to bring your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. And we'll just start with some cat-cow, opening up through your chest, through your tailbone. Exhale, push the ground away. Gaze comes to your belly. Inhale, opening through your spine. Exhale, find your cat. Take one more here. And then you're going to find neutral. So somewhere in between your cat and your cow. You're going to extend your right leg out behind you, staying strong through your upper body. Can you lift and lower your right leg? Exhaling to lift, inhaling to lower. Last 3. Head is in line with spine, so you're not looking back at your leg here. 1. And then we're going to bring it over to the left side, tap the left bottom corner of the mat, and then over to the right, tapping the right corner of the mat. So we're lifting up and over our left foot, making a little rainbow at the back of our mat. Core is keeping us stable. Last 2. 1. And then you're going to find center. Keep that leg lifted. We're going to work through our left arm now. So right leg is staying still. You're going to bring your elbow towards your ribs so the hand comes up and then lower back down. Salamander arms, lifting and lowering the left left arm. Staying stable with just 2 limbs on the ground. 2. 1, keeping it up. You're going to high five someone behind you and then bend your elbow back in. High five and bend it back in. Next time you bend your elbow back in, can you bend your knee? And then you'll straighten your elbow, straighten your knee. Straighten, bend knee, bend elbow, straighten knee, straighten elbow. So you're keeping that right leg lifted, just bending at the knee, and keeping your upper left arm lifted, bending at the elbow. Last 2. 1, keeping the right leg lifted, left arm finds the ground. You're going to find 5 push-ups, pushing down, pushing up. Chest comes to the ground, pushing up. Last 3. 2. 1. And bring the right leg in finally. Take a child's pose. Bring your head towards the mat, hips to your heels. And taking a deep breath here. When you're ready, you're going to come back up. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, and we're going to move to the left leg. So we're lifting and lowering the left leg, straightening it out behind us, Tap the toe towards the ground and lift it back up. Inhaling to lower, exhaling to lift. Last 4. Staying strong through our upper body. Last 3, 2, 1. Can we stay lifted and then find a rainbow over our right leg, bringing it to the left and then the right corner of our mat. Everything else is staying stable. Our head is in line with our spine, so again, not dropping down to look at your legs underneath you. Trust that they're doing what you want them to do. Good, and try not to sink into that right hip. So hip is staying over the knee. Last 2. 1. And then you're going to keep your left leg lifted. Can you bring your right hand up towards your ribs, bending at the elbow, and then lowering it back down? So we're finding our salamander arms on our right side, lifting the hand towards the ribs and lowering. Elbow bends, pointing like an arrow behind us, or above us, I should say. Last 2. 1, can you high five with someone behind you and then bend the elbow back. Straighten your elbow and bend it back. Good. Next time you bend the elbow, can you bend your knee? A little coordination here, bending the elbow and the knee at the same time and then straightening at the same time. Good. Your left arm and your right leg are keeping you stable here. Last 2. 1. And then you'll find the ground with your right hand. Find a push-up. Left leg stays lifted. Lifts as your chest comes towards the ground. Finding a diagonal line from your head to your foot. Just 2 more here. 1. And then you'll place your knee back on the ground. Find a child's pose. Stretch your arms out in front of you and take a deep breath. And then you'll walk yourself up. And that's all for today. Hope you're sweating and see you soon. Bye.